Okay, I want to talk about something else. This is, please don't fall asleep, because from Schweinsteiger to consciousness. Wah, wah. But no, it's really easy to understand, but we do roll deep, and it has major, major implications for actors. And, you know, I think if we just think of consciousness as this, people, consciousness is just awareness. And if you expand your awareness, your consciousness will expand. And, you know, one could argue that everything in the universe has consciousness, for sure. You know, it's really called information integration. Meaning, a sunflower has consciousness because it knows how to turn to face the sun. An ant knows how to communicate back to an ant colony. So that is information integration. The only difference between other sentient beings and humans is that we know, which is a boon, but it's also sometimes at our own detriment, right? Because that often creates the obstacles in our own path. So the thing about consciousness that I am really excited about, I've been talking about in the last few weeks, I've been really inspired by Ellen Langer, who's this Harvard psychologist, who for the last 35 years has been doing work on mindfulness. And mindfulness is as simple as this. Turn to look at your partner, or turn to look at someone, and just notice 5 things about them, quickly. Don't say anything, just, well, you can notice me, Amanda.
Okay.
Yes, 5 things. Okay, so what did that do? Immediately, when you just begin to notice things, you become mindful. That's how simple the application is. But she also talks about how we have a consciousness footprint, meaning when we become more available to the moment, or what I talk about becoming available to the moment, becoming present, becoming integrated to the moment with what you're feeling and giving yourself the permission to express it, whether it's in your work, in on a scene, or on a Broadway stage, or in a movie, or a TV show, or in the audition room, there is something that is firing that leaves a footprint. And what's amazing about it is oftentimes I'll talk about it in terms of essence, but her data proves conclusively that if you show up becoming just a little bit more mindful in all things that you're doing, when you leave, so you meet and you depart, you're actually leaving a footprint, a consciousness footprint. And so then what I think is really exciting as an actor is that means you all have something special and unique. That doesn't mean you have to try to do something. You see the distinction? You don't have to try to be conscious. You don't have to try to be more sexy or dynamic or weird or whatever. You all have your own way of firing. So if one trusts that that is an inherent part of becoming mindful, people will pick up on it. However, you distrust that. Why? Because of just the sheer numbers of what we have to deal with in the business. So you go in for 100 auditions and you get some feedback or you get some callbacks and some you don't, but then you start to think, oh my God, there's something wrong. I'm not firing correctly. I'm not auditioning correctly. There's something fundamentally flawed in who I am. So you begin to distrust that part that you actually don't even have to worry about. Meaning, if you allow yourself to become available in the way that we're being trained, there is something that's happening for you that's detectable. And you know, you guys, I think the interesting thing is we're doing it in life all the time. My work is always, for myself included, because I'm not ever saying that I have this mastered, is how to become more aware of the challenges that keep us from being mindful. You know, Mother Teresa says, let no one ever come to you without departing better and happier. That's consciousness. The Dalai Lama says, be kind whenever possible. It's always possible. I'll say that again, that's so genius. It's be kind whenever possible. It's always possible to be kind. That's consciousness. So can you imagine, it's not to fault yourself. When I fall and fumble and fail and have an opportunity to be more conscious and mindful and awake with each interaction, and sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't, it's an actual win-win situation. This is great, this is coming to me right now. It's true. So when I'm really available and really conscious and really mindful with another human being, we have this connection that is really bliss. We're making an impactful connection. When I am not those things with another person, weirdly enough, if I just become aware of it, I also have the insight to change. So it's a win-win. So you're not always going to be mindful, you're not always going to be present, you're not always going to be fully available in acting and outside of acting, but both tools lead you to doing it more. And that to me is the most beautiful aspect of it all, is that then you have this amazing ability to leave a footprint wherever you go. We can all do that. You all make a difference. That's consciousness footprint, people. So what if you just trusted that there's something inherently firing in you that's unique as an actor that we can see, because we can. And you know, I think for me, the last thing I want to say is, as I work with actors who become more advanced, and I think this is the trick at any level. I was just watching this, I'm working on another book right now, and I just watched this little clip of Marlon Brando, or something that I'm referencing. And I was like, oh my God, he's like doing nothing, but he's doing everything. But he's doing nothing, but he's so full. And I think that's, again, a great example of trusting that you've all inherently got something going on. You understand what I'm saying? Now, yes, of course, I'm taking for granted that you understand who you are as an actor. Like, there are certain things that we always have to make sure we understand in auditioning and in the work, making strong choices and being available and applying yourself emotionally and going for things and listening. Of course, I'm saying if those basic tenets of acting are already fulfilled, why can't we create a new dialogue with ourselves that actually it wants to be simpler than we think? So that's the ability for you to leave a more meaningful footprint with every interaction, including agents, including casting directors. That's power. That's really powerful.